Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happened actually, this instruction adds the content of accumulator with the contents of the data pointer, and the result forms an actual address from where the data must be fetched. Okay, and it stores inside accumulator. Now the use of this type of index addressing modes are in case of to access the lookup tables. Okay, so different lookup tables can be used to access to perform a specific function. That's why in case of or in just to access the lookup table, different lookup table, you need to use always the indexed addressing mode, because lookup table that will be stored always inside the ROM. Lookup tables are not stored inside RAM. Okay, it is always stored inside ROM. Now to access that ROM, you must only you can use the uh, index addressing mode. Okay, clear up to this much? The addressing modes, different addressing modes, the function of 5 addressing
Yes,
modes.
sir.
Yes, sir. So, do we have these addressing modes in our syllabus?
I don't know, but you have in your practical. Okay, theoretically, it is given only just
Okay, sir.
architecture and port description. Now, it is given in such way that is more confusion. Okay. Because if you don't have any knowledge for addressing modes or the instruction sets, how can you write your programs in practical? Because you have certain programs in your lab also, because based on 8051 microcontroller. Okay, so that's why it is related to both theory as well as practical. And port description means to access these ports you must familiar how these ports can be uh, initialized in your program, how can you access it. Okay, so that's why this type of few things must be implemented into your theory. Okay, it is not clearly mentioned in your syllabus, but I think you need this knowledge. Okay. Okay, so proceed to the next section, which is the instruction set of 8051 microcontroller. Basically, there are 5 types of instruction sets are available. Very strong or powerful instruction sets are available to perform the specific functions. Like in all microprocessor, microcontroller has this type of data transfer instructions. Like so, these are the instruction set classification: data transfer instructions, arithmetic instructions, logical instructions, bit manipulation instructions, and the program flow control instructions. So I will discuss one by one, just examples. Like data transfer instructions are like move a comma any source register, any register, source register. Okay, like a comma b also, or a comma psw also, whatever. That is the data transfer instruction, one type of data transfer instruction. Another is move. So this is src, means the source. Okay, source. So from any source register to accumulator, or from accumulator to any destination register. It may be b, maybe another register. Okay, r0, r1, so any register. Move destination source, the same thing. You can write it as, so what is written initially, these are all destination where the input must be stored. Okay, from the source to destination, that is called the data transfer. That's why these are called the data transfer instructions. Okay. Move dptr comma hash any 16 bit of data. That means that 16 bit of immediate data is your actually the data which is stored inside data pointer or inside any memory address. Push instruction is also available, so push any register like push a, so you can write it as push pop something, pop b or anything else. So what is happened in push instruction, just increment the stack pointer by 1 to push the data byte onto the stack. Okay, and directly you can write it as also move at the rate sp comma any source register. That is also possible. Okay, so either you can use the stack pointer because it's a special function register SFR, you can directly use into your instruction, or it can be given in this way by the push and pop instruction. Next, there are exchange of data bytes between the accumulator and the any byte, and exchange of lower nibbles can be also possible according to the accumulator. And move x represent basically the external memory, so copy 8 bit of data from the external RAM location pointed to by the any register, suppose r0 r1 or r2, anything to the register a. Okay, so that is move x a at the rate ri, that is called the external RAM operation. Move x at the rate r0 or r1 or r7 whatever comma a, that means external from accumulator to the external RAM. Next data transfer instruction, move x a comma at the rate dptr, and always this thing move x, it is for external RAM, and when this one is replaced by the move C instruction, move C related instruction, that means it is a code memory. Obviously this is based on ROM. Okay, so anything that can be transferred from the external RAM, that can be accessed by move X instruction, and anything that can be accessed from the external ROM, or it can be given to the external ROM, anything that is to be implemented by move C instruction. Move C means move code memory or program memory. Move X means external RAM. Okay, it's clear. That is the difference between the external and internal RAM operation. Sorry, memory operation. Next, the arithmetic instructions. So different arithmetic instructions are available: add, sub, increment, decrement, multiplication, division, decimal adjust accumulator. So here are the instructions like add a comma any byte can be given. Okay, 0 1 0 2, that's all. Using hash, or add c a, any byte can be given, that means add with carry. Sub b a means sub borrow. Increment a will be a plus 1, and to decrement any register contained by 1 you have to use dec. Or any byte can be given as dec as a byte. Mul ab means you can apply, you can implement the multiplication between a and b register only. No other register can be involved in this case because these are fixed by the Intel. So always the multiplication will be performed between a and b, and after that the result maybe 16 bit, maybe 8 bit, whatever. If it is 16 bit result, then the lower 8 bit will be stored inside a, and upper 8 bit will be stored automatically inside b register. Okay, in case of division operation div ab, so the both the a stores the quotient and b stores the remainder. Okay. Decimal adjust accumulator is also possible. And then go to the next instruction type, that is the logical instructions, which are available for AND operation like a in l, and OR operation, or this can be given as XOR operation, XRL, to clear accumulator. It has CLR, clear A, CLR A means accumulator gets cleared, it will be 0 0. And complement purpose, there is CLPA for complement, A equals to not A. So if this is 0 0, this will be FF, okay, after complementing it. And then you have the rotate instructions, that is rotate accumulator left 1 bit, RLA, and rotate left through carry only the accumulator bit, and rotate right accumulator by 1 bit, and rotate right through carry 1 bit of the accumulator. Okay, rotate right through carry on the accumulator bits. Okay, so these are rotate instructions, and these are bit manipulation instructions. So any bit can be used, like here. This C represents, there is no C register in 8051 microcontroller. C here, C represents the carry flag. Okay, so AND operation of carry bit and the particular bit of any address. Okay, any register bit can be particularly ANDed, and the corresponding result will be saved onto the carry bit. Okay, so here move C is also hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Is this visible? Sorry for the interruption.
Yes, sir.
Bit
Yes.
manipulation.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible? Okay. Okay. So any bit can be accessed. Any bit can be implemented for any operation purpose. Like here, move C comma bit, move the content from any particular bit of any register to the any specific byte addressable address to the C register, or it can be used if there is carry, jump on carry, jump on no carry, jump if bit is equals to 1, if not equals to 1. So set the bit of carry is 1, or set a bit, a particular bit, like port. uh, I have already given that set B P 0.0 means port 0, the first bit, that should be 1. And if I need to clear the particular bit, so CLR B P 0.0. Okay, it's not given here. CLRC, it will be CLRB, a particular bit. So these are the bit manipulation instructions. So particular one bit can be accessed or can be operated according to your requirement. Okay. And the next is so very important, that is program flow control instructions. So there are certain unconditional. So basically what is it? Program flow control instructions are branching instructions. Okay, and these are actually unconditional, maybe unconditional or maybe conditional branching. Now the unconditional branchings are there is no actually normal, like you have done in 8085 or 8086 JMP on a specific address. This kind of instruction is not available here. It can be either three types of branching instructions. Unconditional branching instruction is available: short jump, which is given by SJMP, short jump, or absolute jump, which is in short is called AJMP, or long jump, LJMP. So these three kinds of jumping address, jumping techniques are available, and we will discuss it uh, later after this slide. And there is also jump address is available to access the external or to jump to such memory location which is external to the chip, external to the IC. And same, the branching can be a call, can be a return for a subroutine purpose also. So these are all unconditional branching. Now conditional branchings are like this one, CZNE a comma a particular byte comma relative address. What does it mean? Means jump if not equal to a particular byte. Suppose 04 is there. If a is not equal to 04, then only jump to such memory address. Is it clear? Or this can be given as JC, JZ, JNC, JB, JNB, this type of conditional jump instructions. Okay. Now we have to clear the concept about the short jump. What is it? Short jump. Okay, very important and somehow complicated. So listen carefully. Now, short jump, actually, how can you write it? SJMP certain address. Okay, SJMP, suppose 08. Or always this can be given by 8-bit of code. 8-bit. Okay, it's not 16-bit address. 8-bit address will be there. And how can you calculate this 8-bit address for short jump? Like here, one example is given. Move R0 comma hash 00, then move A comma hash FF, then SJMP next. And where is next? Next is here in this position. Now, if this program is started from 0000 memory location, it's a 2-byte instruction. So it needs 0000 and 0001 to occupy the memory location for this instruction, to store this instruction. Then the next instruction address will be 0002. Then next instruction address will be 0004. The next instruction address will be 0006. Now, how can you know what will be the address of this instruction? How can you write? Here, give an example that the address of the next instruction, when microcontroller fetch this instruction, it automatically goes to the, after fetching it, program counter will point to the next instruction address, which will be 0006 in this case. Okay. Now, you have to calculate what will be the address of this one. This is 1-byte instruction, so this is 6. So next is 0007, 0008, and this will be 0009. Now you can't write 0009 here in this position. Always with SJump instruction, you have to write 8-bit of address. So 0009 will be your actual address, and program counter is here in this position. So if 0009 is here, this will be 0006. So how much locations microcontroller needs to jump? 0009 means 09 minus 06. That will be 03. So you have to put 03 here. So that's why 03 is calculated in this way. Okay. And that is called the short jump technique. So you don't need to give the actual full address 009, because the page number for all these addresses are same. That is, upper 8 bits are 00. Lower 8 bits has been changed from 00, 02, 04, 06, 07 up to certain memory location. So that is called short jump. Okay, so it is within that page. Within that page, it cannot go to the another page. Okay, it cannot go to the such page which is called 0100. No, it cannot jump to such or far memory location. So it has certain range. This is called the forward jump, because the next is going to the forwarded. And here S jump back, this is the backward jump. Always this loop go to the previous memory location backward. So it has certain range where you can forward it or you can backward it. So what will be the range of this forward jump and backward jump? Actually, the range of this address, actually what happened when using a short jump, a program may only jump to instructions within 127 bytes in forward direction, that is for a side number, that is plus 127, or minus 128 bytes in the reverse direction. Okay, that is minus 128 with respect to the contents of the program counter. Okay, and that short jump is usually called the relative jump, because the destination address that is specified in the instruction and is relative to the address where the jump instruction is written. Now, what is the advantage of having this type of feature? The advantage is relative jump, that is that it allows relocation. And what do we mean by relocation? That is a program which is written using relative jump instruction can be placed or can be loaded anywhere in the entire program space without reassembling. That is one advantage. And another advantage of having this type of address is it only requires 1 byte to specify a relative address of the destination location, which saves the program bytes and increases the speed of execution. Okay, it only requires 03. So 03. So when microcontroller comes into this position, it only goes up to the 3 levels. It jumps the 3 memory locations and go to the execution for the next instruction on this specified memory location. It only jumps 3 memory locations. That's why 3 is given here in this space. So that is called the short jump. Now the next what is called the absolute jump. Absolute jump, here what happened? Actually, absolute jump instruction logically divides entire program memory into 32 pages of 2 kilobyte each, and address range is given in this way. Page number from 00, 01, 02, 03, 05, 04, 0A, 0B, and all the way up to 1F. How many pages are there? 32. 11 plus 11 plus 10. Okay, so 32 pages are there. Now each page 00. Suppose this is the page number 00. It's 2 kilobytes wide. 2 kilobytes. From 0000 to 07FF. The next page, which is 01, it is again 2 kilobytes. So total program memory is divided into 2 kilobytes, because the total memory space is 64 kilobytes maximum 64 kilobytes can be attached. So that's why 32 pages, and each pages requires 2 kilobytes. Now, as can be seen from this table, the upper 5 bytes of an address in each page, upper 5 bytes remain constant and represents a page number. For example, consider this 02. Its address range is 1000 to 17FF. The upper 5 bits, if this one is converted into binary form, what happened? 1000, that can be written as 0001, 0000, 0000, 0000. It's clear? So upper actual D15, D14, D13, D12, and D11. Sorry, A. It's represented by address. That's why A15, A14, A13, A12, and A11. This upper actual MSB, upper 5 MSB bits are same, because whether it is 1, 000 or 17FF, 1 is common. Like here 0 is common. Here also 00001 is common. It is 000010 is common. Next 00001, 1 is common, okay, in binary form. So that's why basically, and represents the page number 2, and throughout the page these bits are same. Now a jump instruction can jump within a page of 2 kilobyte. Since upper 5 bytes are same for each page, they need not be specified for destination address. The lower 11 bits hold addresses within a page and need to be specified. Clear? Why? Because the upper 5 bits are, if this is 00 0 1 0, upper 5 bits. Now next remaining pending bits are 11 bits are changed, only 11 bits are changed. Okay, so lower 11 bits. What happened? An absolute destination address is formed by taking page number, which is first 5 bits of instruction, following the a jump page number of address in PC, and attaching this 11 bits of the destination address. So 5 bits are used as your page number, and next 11 bits are used as your destination address. Okay, so here we have given an example like move R0 comma hash 00, then a jump there, then increment a, increment R0, add a. Now a jump there. So this can be calculated. Now how this 06 came into this picture here in this position? How, why this is 06? Why that is not 1006? Only 06 is there. Basically what happened? Here is the calculation. The lower 8 bits. Now 1 minute. Now the label there, actually it represents the absolute destination address. Okay, here label there, absolute destination address, which is actually 1006 memory location. If this program is started from 1000 memory address, 1000, it's a 2 byte instruction. 1000, 1002, 1004, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, sorry, 6 7 8, this will be 8. Now says the instruction a jump there, as well as this instruction belongs to the same page, which is page number 2. Page number 2, because 10 can be written as 0010 00. So upper 5 bits are same. What is it? It is 00010. Is it clear? That is the page number. Okay, now the lower 8 bits of the destination, which is basically, and the what happened here, 1006 can be written in this way: 0001 0000 000000000110. That is 1006. If it is written in this way, upper 5 bits is the page number, okay, which is page number 2. Next 3 bits are in this way. A jump has several version. That is for page number 0, that is for page number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this way, this will be varied. So you need to check or compare whether these 3 bits are in the same page or not. After that, this can be given as this will be remain same 000. That is the page number 00001. So 00000 is same with the 1006. And then what happened? The remaining 3 bits are specified indirectly by choosing one out of these different opcodes of a jump instruction. Okay, now match these 3 bits, bit D8, D9 and D10 of the destination address with the first 3 bits of the opcode of the a jump. Now choose the opcode for which these 3 bits are same. In this example, D8 to D10, all these are 000, which matches the first 3 bits of the opcode 01H, 01H. Okay, and 01 can be written in this way: 00000001. This is 01, and 6, the last 8 bits will be remain same. And what is it? So 0106. Okay, so that is given here, 0106 will be written. Okay, and that in this way you need to calculate a jump address, absolute jump address. So this must be within 2 kilobyte of the same page. Absolute jump, it's called the absolute jump. Okay, now you have to remember that a jump, that is the special instruction for which there are 8 opcodes. Okay, and this is an example of compromise between number of instruction possible for the 8051 and the number of bytes required for a jump instruction. Okay, so you have to remember this table, this opcode generation of a jump, so that you can calculate any a jump address in your program. You have to remember this table. It is given by the Intel fixed. The next is the long jump. Basically long jump is you have used the long jump until now in 808, like in 8085 or 8086. The total full memory address is 64 kilobytes from 00000 to FFFF. So anywhere in program space you can write ljump. Okay, that is the far jump. Okay, it is one type of far jump. ljump can be written. So actually it is jump to any location within entire program address space, that is anywhere from 00 to means 00000 to FFFF. Okay, now it is a 3 byte instruction, obviously 3 byte. First byte is your opcode ljump, and second and third byte will be directly the 16-bit address. Like we can write it as LJMP 6000. Okay, so therefore long jump is also referred as direct jump. Now advantage of long jump, what is it? Its instruction, the ljump instruction advantage is the address range. Huge address range is available. And the disadvantage of this one is it's a 3 byte instruction. So if it is a 3 byte instruction, then program using it are not relocatable, and ljump is normally used in larger programs where full address range can be used. Okay, so these are actually unconditional jump. Okay, so that's all for today. Do you have any confusion, any queries? You can ask me about the instructions. Do you have any queries, any doubts?
So in the short jump slide, in case of backward jump, how F8 has come? Yes, sir. So how F8 has come in the memory location, address location 0006?
It is in actually 2's complement form. You need to calculate it. Okay.
So means the distance, we need to take 2's complement of the distance.
Actually, yes. Actually, relative address is specified here in 2's complement, negative format. Okay. So while execution of the instruction is jump back, the PC contains 000E. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So when this one is faced, so PC contains the next instruction address, which is 000E, and the destination address is actually your this point 0006.
006.
So if you subtract 0006 from 000E, this will be 08.
Yes, sir.
Now since displacement 08 is in the backward direction, it is specified in the 2's complement, which is F8.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you can calculate it later. 08 is the actual, so 08 in backward direction, as it is a backward direction, it must be in 2's complement form, which will be F8. Is it okay? Is this okay?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, is L jump allow relocation?
Huh?
Means
Which one?
is L jump is L jump require means allow relocation
No,
as
no,
S
no,
jump?
no, no, no. In L jump, it is not relocatable.
Okay, sir.
In S jump, it can be relocatable. Okay, that is the advantage of having S jump. Okay, anyone else? Is there anyone to ask me anything related to the today's discussion? Is there any confusion? If you don't have any doubts and queries, then I will end my meeting. So see you on Friday. Okay, thank you all. Okay. Thank you.